Good morning.
Hello. Good morning and welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
Yes.
Yay.
Haha. So, hi. I am actually kind of feeling like daylight savings is helping me right now. I feel almost awake and I still have coffee left. And I'm trying to show off the shirt, and at the same time it's like it's all clingy because it's so soft. This is my extra large after washing. In case anyone is wondering what size to get. We have the new shirts. If you were watching last week, we have them in blue and royal blue and mustard yellow, and they're both gorgeous. And we have them from an extra small up to my brain just went, you're jumping ahead. I'm gonna finish my thought. Extra small to 2XL. We know they come bigger.
Yes.
We just don't have any bigger in stock right now. If you need a bigger size, contact the shop and we can do a pre-order. We can start amassing our next order. We'll have you pay ahead, and then as soon as they're ready, but it might be a little while. So, we can discuss that if you contact the shop. Okay. My brain just said, you haven't introduced yourself yet. Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in sunny and actually rather warm Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
See, look, she is wearing.
Shout out to Cheryl D.
What? Why?
Because
what?
she was like, it's been interesting watching Liz like layer up or not layer, depending on like shirt wise, depending on
the weather is.
The weather.
I mean, I wore my La Pampa sweater in and just had to rip it off as soon as I got in. I mean, I wore it to get it to the shop, and then because it's what my watch says that it's 58 degrees outside. It feels warmer than that. It feels, I mean, what do you think?
It's almost 60 or right around 60. It's going to be almost 70 now the rest of the week, and then next week are completely different stories. But for today,
enjoy it while it's here. I'll get to wear my sweater. Weather is coming next week.
Yes,
we might be getting like the edges of the hurricane later this week.
We will.
Yeah, one of the cones of uncertainty I saw had it passing south of us.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get
us,
the edges of it as per usual.
That's Transylvania County for you. So, yes, this is our Monday, and it's Tuesday is our Monday, and it's our Monday after daylight savings time happened. Is that what this one is? Yes. Is it happening or unhappening? No. We fell back.
We're Eastern Standard.
We're in Standard Time now. That's right. Shout out to Barbara. She's like, you can use EST now, for the next few months, and it's fine. Because I grew up just using it no matter which thing we were in. But it feels weird right now because I'm looking at that clock, which we haven't changed yet, and it says that it's almost 10:30, and that's a little like, but it's probably why I feel maybe a little more awake. I don't know. So, but it gets dark really early now. Really early. And we haven't hit the shortest day of the year yet, so it's gonna get dark earlier until it doesn't.
On the bright side, we'll get to see sunset from the shop as we're closing.
That's a bright side,
I guess.
I think she's maybe referring to sometimes the sunsets are really pretty around here, and we're not usually in town for them, and sometimes town is like the sky is pretty. Like when we did midnight at the shop and stayed open late, we'd go out and watch it and it'd be pretty. So that's why I've started to leave my external house lights on when I go to work in the morning, because I'm not sure how bright it's going to be when I get home. So today's the day that we usually check in on our projects and how things are going. And I usually let Liz start because otherwise she wouldn't get any talking in, because that's me. So
I started a project and finished a project this weekend.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I finished a project as well, which I'll bring out later. And other ones I could have finished, I left here. So what did you start and finish? What do you want to talk about?
So I'll start about my started project. So I wanted to do a sweater. Yes, I'm doing it right now. I wanted to do a sweater, and I found a pattern it's more of a recipe.
Sorry, but
So I will give Rebecca the name of it, but
it's
it
a
is
recipe.
a recipe. It was how to do a sweater cuff to cuff flat, and then you sew up the arms and sew up the middle. And I'm changing it to do the sleeves in the round and then sew up just the sides. And so anyway, here is how far I have got. And so this little piece that's open here will be sewn up, and then I'll split for the neckline and go out a little bit more, and then
That's cool.
do the sleeves in the round. So
You're gonna have long, like over
I
the
want
finger
long
sleeve?
sleeves. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like at least to my knuckles. So
And the stitch markers are marking every 10
every
rows?
10. Yep.
Okay.
Just so I know how many rows on the other side. So yeah.
See, strategies. Yes. Instead
Why
of
write
holding them,
stuff down
instead of
when
holding
you
them
can
next to each
just...
other and going, this looks good, because didn't you do that with some
I've done that before, yes.
with the hand warmers, and it was
Yeah.
it didn't work.
Yeah. I have hand warmers that are like
No, I think that's really smart. That's
so
really cool.
I am double stranding Pacific Sport yarn, which is a 50-50 wool acrylic or merino acrylic blend.
Yes. It's nice and soft because it's acrylic keeps things affordable, and merino keeps things soft.
It's a sport weight, double stranded on size 13 needles. So yeah, I like the stitch definition and everything. It's actually
it's super cute.
Soft
Well,
and
and she sent me a few. I'm like, Sally sells seashells by the seashore. She sent me a couple of photos over the weekend of the knitting, and I saw this luscious green, and it looked thick, and I thought she was making it out of mallow, because there is a lovely green that's really close to this and mallow, and I'm thinking, I don't remember her buying that. But I don't remember her buying the Pacific Sport either. I do vaguely know that we've talked about it, but that is a unique way to go about turning this into a sweater. I like it.
Yeah.
So
it's, I don't know. I like that it'll have vertical stripes here because
with the
of
garter.
Yeah.
Ribs going this way. So
yeah.
It's true. And Pacific Sport, like I hadn't thought about it. Like we tend to recommend that for baby stuff or for just machine washable thinner stuff. It's again nice and soft. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it. We don't have that many yarns in the shop that have a high acrylic content. We've got maybe 5 or 6, and we only have 1 or 2 that are 100% acrylic. And it's a struggle because you want to have yarn for the super nice stuff, because that's what local yarn stores are known for, and you want to have yarn that's good for baby stuff. And I mean, there are some local yarn stores that don't have any acrylic in them, and you just have to go to the big box stores for that, and how soft that is variable. Everything we have though is probably going to be more expensive than the big box stores. Like even are more cost effective.
I will say, even double stranding this, it's probably one of my most cost effective sweaters that I've made. I mean,
right?
But it was the color. Like I kept walking past it going,
is it called pesto?
It's pesto.
And
it was like, I like that color. Yeah, no, I'll find something else. But I like that. We don't have anything else in that color. And it's almost a jewel tone green. Like
it's like, it's not an emerald like blue green. It's the warmer it's not quite olive either. It's the color. I love wearing colors like that because my eyes will change to match it. I actually had, when I went to pick up my prescription at the pharmacy, I was wearing the fiber spates green that's up there. And the woman said, do you wear green a lot? And I was like, excuse me? Because I'm thinking like medicines pay, whatever. And she's like, because your eyes change to match it. And I'm like, thank you. Until I haven't interacted with the public very much lately.
It's just off like it's a little darker than a Christmas green.
See, to me, a Christmas green is much more of a blue green than that. It's much warmer. Like, it's hard to describe colors.
I was thinking this will be a great Christmas sweater.
Like it's a richer version of the La Pampa in a way. It's got, much more saturation to it. So yeah. It will be a good Christmas. I mean, it can function as a Christmas green. It's not what I think of when I think of
No.
Christmas green. But that's not what Liz was trying to say.
He's darker than.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was I started, yay, because I worked on this.
Because Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming. Worked on that. And I finished.
Two things. Yes.
I finished my 6-pound blanket. It fits nicely.
Oh my gosh. Should I help
in
you
one of these?
show this off?
Yes.
Okay. So what were you making this out of?
I was making this out of Mondo. It is 58 yards for 400 grams. It's 3 plies of super bulky held together.
We have none of this left in the shop now, right?
Nope.
Yeah. Cascade stopped making this a while ago, which made us sad. I mean, it's not like it was a huge seller, but to have something super beyond jumbo in the shop was fun.
I have 3.5 yards or 20 grams left. I saved my little bits.
She kept track.
It took right around 40 grams per row. Oh my gosh.
It is jammed into one of our large shopping bags. I don't know if it's going back in there.
Oh, it will. Not right now.
Eventually. Okay, you took all the colors we had left because we had 3 colors left of varying amounts.
Here, we'll do it long ways.
We'll do it long ways? Okay. Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yeah, we can't hold this up high. This is heavy. This is really heavy. Okay, so you knit it on what size needles?
50s.
50s. 25
Yeah, my brother goes, oh my gosh, those are vampire stakes.
They are.
Yeah.
Although you had circular ones. They don't.
I had circular ones, so
we have the vampire stakes. I'll show you them in a minute. People out in YouTube land. So did you just do like one skein and then change color and one skein?
Yeah. Here, one skein took me to here at the end, and so I just started
which unless you're looking for, you're not going to see, and it'll just look like regular stripes because the skeins are about the same amount.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skeins of yarn. And this is heavy.
Yeah, it's 6 pounds.
You see how it's drooping between our hands? That's the weight of the blanket pulling on it. Wow. About how many, do you remember how many stitches across it was?
44 stitches across. So, I mean, it's the perfect weighted blanket. Like, it will just.
Yeah, I don't want to hold it anymore. It's heavy.
I know, right?
That's awesome.
Anyway, I purled across the back.
Yeah, I want to just show people the backside with all the purl bumps, which is its own texture. Like,
yeah,
that's why garter is reversible and kind of looks like this. But you can see where the colors, the wrong side will be the dirty side, and the right side will be the clean side. In either garter or stockinette, but this is stockinette, knitting a row, purling a row. And did you do anything on the edge?
I slipped the first stitch.
Okay. Which won't keep it from curling.
No, it curls massively.
That won't keep it from curling. See that is curling in, but who cares when it's this wide and luscious, right? So yeah, there you go. It's heavy.
I know.
Oh my. So loving these shirts. Anyway, I have to work with Brevard Screen Printing in the future down the road on what our Viking ones will say.
Oh yeah, it shed all over the front of you. It shed all over.
Oh, that's right.
Gonna need our gleaners.
She mentioned that this. So the Mondo is half merino and half alpaca, right? Super soft. Something that big, super soft will shed, and that has more integrity in it than most of the options to do one of those big hand knit blankets. Here, I want to get one thing. So please don't get no. So yeah, it's sheddy, and even though there's some twist to it. So I just want to bring these up. These are not the needles she used, but they're the size needle she used. Yeah. She used these with a cord connecting them. These are 50s.
This is the yarn. Wrap twice around the needle.
Yeah. So we do sell these in the shop in limited quantities. And yes, these are very much my teenage hood of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Every time I see these, I know I'm ready.
Yes. Yeah.
We are all slayers. I'm ready. Okay. So so anything else to report from the weekend?
No, that's
enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yesterday I did a tips and tricks video on how to do a braid cable, like how to understand what's happening with a braid cable so you can make one or digest what's happening in a pattern. And I learned that drawing braid cable stitches is hard. And that took me a good chunk of the day, which means I didn't do a whole lot of knitting yesterday, but over the weekend I did do some things and I did get some stuff done. So where to start? I'll go a little bit backwards in a way. So I decided to our yarn of the week, which is only our yarn of the week until we film tomorrow, is La Pampa, is chunky merino. And y'all last week saw the sweater I was wearing with that, and I said, ooh, maybe I can do a crochet project with it, because I noticed like crochet projects I feel like that aren't like little Emma figurines are not published as frequently, or blankets, like little or big, huge things for crochet, are not published as often as all the knit stuff that's coming out. So every once in a while, as I'm scrolling through Ravelry, I'll go, ooh, there's a crochet thing I'd like to try. And there was this scarf and it had fringe at the bottom, and I'm obviously nowhere near that. But it starts with a G and I can't remember the rest. So hang on. But I will say that I picked a pink color with Kathleen's help. Shout out to Kathleen. I picked a pink color of yarn. This pattern was written for chunky yarn and a 7mm hook, which is a weird in-between size. It doesn't have a letter of the alphabet for it. So I bumped it up. It's the Glen Air GLENAYR, the Glen Air scarf. I bumped it up to an L, which is the equivalent of a 11 knitting needle. It's 8mm. And I was surprised. Like, I liked that it had this, you know, the little lines in it, right?
It's got gorgeous texture.
It's got really fun texture and it's really simple. So if you're looking for a quick crochet, like I did it for morning meditation and then I did it a little bit last night, I could probably knock this out if I didn't do anything else in like a day or two. If you're looking for a simple, quick pattern to do with a bulky yarn, now it might take me 2 to 3 of these because this width, it's a nice width, and like this yarn has a spring to it. It's not super soft, but it's got a spring to it that's really nice and has great stitch definition. So here is the picture and the listing. I just thought that looked super cute. So I think it would work with a fluffier yarn too, because it's got this bulky texture to it. So that's something I started this weekend with a La Pampa. So if you're looking for something that will go faster. Another thing, on Saturday around customers, I finally started, November and December are our Gnome knit and crochet along. So essentially a make along for our knit along type, you know, craft along things. And so I was like, let me take the one that looks like he's the smallest and see if I can make him. And both of the knit patterns I've picked are knit flat and seam, and you can totally change that to in the round. But I actually grabbed some straight needles, which I almost never do. You could totally do this on circular needles and still knit it flat. But this is my little Erik the Viking. And I finished him in a day, and he was super cute. So he's a little tall and slender instead of short and squat, because I could have stuffed him a little better, I think, but he's still adorable. And Erik the Viking is by Amanda Berry. And what I'm trying to use up some colors from the wedding blanket that I made. And then I threw in we have some odd dye lots of Cascade 220 Superwash, because they switched mills, so they're not even close. And I'm attempting, you see this little guy, I'm attempting to have all of our Viking gnomes' faces be blue and the hair be some kind of red and yellow, like our Viking that we sell at the shop, our little Viking mascot insignia, because we call our customers Vikings because they come and pillage the shop. So so this little guy has a blue head and we decided that the yellow might contrast well with the blue. And then he has little braids, which I moved some of our yellowy orange into. He has a shield. He has no arms. He was super cute. I have a little piece of cardboard in his base that will hopefully help him stand up.
Yay.
So they had other recommendations. I didn't want to waste a button. So I
just thought we need to have two peasants, one wearing a blue or yellow shirt and like
Yeah.
pants, and one wearing dresses.
Well,
and
yeah, I'm gonna start a little Viking army if I can. We'll see how many I get through, because I need to make some for Christmas too. But
we need two
let's say,
peasants to be standing
if we do
in
a
front.
front display, we should totally do like an actual Christmas display, acting out some scene. That means moving Sunny and Chippy, though. I don't know if we're gonna do that. But anyway, so I finished one. This one's knit, Erik the Viking, and I have started. I haven't gotten very far. This is the start of my crochet one, and he's just called Viking Gnome, and his the pattern writer's Ukrainian, and she's already commented, "Oh yay, I'm so glad you're making him." And he's gonna have like, I'm gonna see if I can find the picture for him too, but his nose is like the only skin you really see, like you'll see the back of him, but I made him brown because she used a different color for the nose and the rest of him. So the nose is blue, just like he's blue. It's like I have Smurf Viking gnomes, you know. But
well, they're our thing, because
they are our
Viking
thing. Now
pins are blue.
Our Viking pins are mostly looking like female or clean shaven Vikings, and most of the Viking gnomes I can find have beards, but the gnomes in general tend to have beards. So this is the picture of the gnome I'm making right now. And he's like, he has a really big face, but he actually does have arms and a sword. So this little guy didn't have arms. This guy doesn't have braids, but he's gonna have a lot of hair that I'm gonna do a mixture of.
Lots of beard.
I'm gonna make lots of strands of this stuff to make his beard. So I'm having fun with Viking gnomes, which is totally distracting from getting any other projects done. But shocker. But I did get him done. I got a Viking gnome done, and the other thing I got done, I have to dig out of here. This is all not yesterday. Yesterday was spent on very little other than computer work, but focusing on some of the small things to see if I can get them done. And my watch is trying to record me and figure out what I want. I finished the Westerly hat by Tin Can Knits.
That looks just so pretty. You sent pictures, and I'm like, it looks so cool. And
yeah, it's in Fiber Space DK, Vivacious DK. It's gonna look really dark on the screen, but it's the verdigris, which is like browns and teals. And I was following the instructions for the short brim, and it said to go until you were only 5.5 inches from the cast on. And I'm wondering if she means from where the pattern starts, but she said from the cast on before you start the decreases. And so I got there, and I only had 2 rows left, and I put it on my head, and the opening at the top of my head was like this big. And I'm like, I think if I finish this, it's going to be it's going to be like a little skull cap. So I ripped it, I ripped it back to before the decreases, and which happened like right in here. And I went until it was about 8 inches. I did the instructions for the folded brim, and then I did my decreases. Now I can't fold the brim. So I'm wondering if it was supposed to be like the 8 inches or the whatever is supposed to be from not the cast on, but that's the language she used. Like I didn't go a full 5.5 inches from where my ribbings. Well, no, I think the lingo, I might contact her and say, which one did you mean? Because I have my hair in a weird little bunny thing that might not be conducive to putting this on right now, but tough. I think this is comfortable right now. Like I added like 2.5 inches before I started to do, and there's a little room up here. Like my little bun thing is kind of making a bubble right there. But 2.5 inches higher might have been like here. And I don't think I would have been happy with that. I don't have enough to really fold it to have it, fold it and have it be comfortable, it'd be the little tiniest fold, not a big luscious fold like in the pattern. But I really wonder if I'm blanking, but I really wonder if the lingo was off there for what she wanted. It's a newly published pattern, but no one else has been like, hey, what? You know, so just know if you try this pattern, honestly, usually before you do decreases, you want about 8 inches on a hat.
Yeah,
and
that's what I go for.
Yeah, so I think, like when I'm measuring it right now, the 5.5 inches or the 8 inches, like you would have done a thicker brim on this if you were doing her folded version. And then 8 inches after that lets you fold the whole thing up completely. Like, so the brim, the big thick brim can be shown. So I'm wondering if that's the case, but I did love this. This has braid cables in it, which is why I did that video. And I was really excited to finish something. And I only started this like last week or the week before.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 weeks ago. Small projects. I'm not a big hat knitter, but this has kind of reinvigorated me to be like, that's right. I like hats because they're small projects and they get done. So, you know, and cables. Yay. So now I have to figure out where I put the mittens that I'm making and make the mittens. I'm not making them out of the same yarn, but I am, and I don't think I have much more to show off on those.
You're making them out of fiber space?
I am.
So the same yarn, different colorway.
Thank you. That's what
You're welcome.
That's what I mean. But this is how much I had left. Do we have the scale? You want to fire up the scale? We do need to go in a sec, but because I don't think I have much else to talk about. I feel like that's enough, maybe. So because this is DK, yeah, I have just less than half the skein left here. I have 40 to 47 grams left. So not enough to make a matching pair of mittens, but this is what I was working on this morning, just trying to get a little bit. Cat sat directly on my knitting today. He walked across the camera and sat on my sweater. So I basically had to stop filming because I couldn't yank it out from under his bum. And he almost put his tail in my coffee. So the mittens I'm making from the same collection, I'm doing 2 at a time. So I've broken into 2 balls. And I think I've showed this off recently. I can't remember if these are longer than the last time I showed them on camera. I have gotten up to where there's like what I would call an antler braid in the center and little braids on the outsides. And I'm just starting to thumb gusset on these. This is verdigris and this is tweed imps. And there are 2 most popular colorways because they're verging on variegated rather than tonal. And they're both dark and broody, but I wanted examples of how they knit up and more than like a stripe or 2. So I'm not sure how well the cables are showing up from a distance because they're dark and broody, but it's still so fun to like. They're still fun to make.
I can see them here.
If you know that you're looking for them, you can see them.
No.
So, well, it's going to be different than doing it in a light color. That's why, like, this is my Cascade sweater, the Billy pullover. That's why I almost made it in the light blue. But the light blue is not my favorite color or shopper's favorite color. So maybe I'll make another pair. Who knows? Anyway, that might be a good experiment to show how cables show up in different colors. If I make the same thing twice in different colors, like I have time for that. You know, anyway.
Time what?
Time is what? Huh? So I think that's all we have for you all today. Heads up that Thursday's my birthday. And I'm not one for doing a big hullabaloo. My therapist wants me to do some kind of hullabaloo for myself. I don't even know what to do because I don't celebrate my birthday. But what I do every year, what I've gotten in the habit of, is giving y'all my birthday discount to spend on my birthday. So Thursday, November 10th is my birthday. I am turning 45. So the code is going to be, and remind me, I need to actually like put this in the system. The code is going to be birthday 45. The word birthday, the number 45, no spaces, all mushed together, will save you 20% off in the online shop because we do have a birthday discount that you'd have to call us to use if you ever wanted to use it from afar, because we don't have a way to control you using it only once online. So it's not an available birthday discount like for any and all online shoppers, but in shop or on the phone, we let you save 20% on a single purchase once a year.
Yep.
Doesn't have to be on your birthday, because that's not fair to people who aren't in town on their birthday. Once a year.
Yep. We put a note in the system, and
then you wait till next year to do it again. But you can take advantage of my birthday discount on my birthday. 20% off your purchase on Thursday, November 10th, with the code birthday45. So I'm prepping people on that so it doesn't catch them by surprise on Thursday. And the social media call, the newsletter already said this. The social media vehicles will say it tomorrow to give you prep time for Thursday. Anyway, happy birthday to me. If you have suggestions on what I should do on short notice with a busy schedule for my birthday, comment below. And we need to go open the shop. We got about 4 minutes until people are going to show up if they haven't already. And our lovely mignonette, Carol, is spending time with family. So we are winging it this week. All right.
Tonight's virtual sit and stitch.
Yes. 7 to 9 p.m., whatever time zone we're in, East Coast of the US, whatever time difference from other people, keep it in mind. We fell back on Sunday. Get into Zoom with the shop phone number.
828-877-3550.
Tomorrow we'll put something else on sale. I'm hoping some new products are coming in today from the Knitting Barber, and we may or may not talk about them tomorrow. We'll see. So that's just a tease, because they may not be on sale even if they come in, but so and then Thursdays, dear Becky and Lizzie, we have a stockpile of questions at this point. We do, but you can always email us or write us with more, and we'd be happy to field them. Yep. So, all right, we got to go, because I see people up in the plaza that may or may not want to talk to us. Yep. Bye.
Bye. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, all the fun stuff.
We're almost at 1,300 subscribers.